Hey guys, I know, jump scare. I'm doing a voiceover because I wasn't going to make you guys read all of the text I would have put on the screen if I hadn't. And I also want to say thank you for 60 subscribers. It's not a lot, but I'm very grateful for all of you because we've definitely grown from where we've started. So, thank you. Um you should like, comment, and subscribe so you can push this out to the algorithm and I can make more bangers for you guys. Okay. And if this video does good, I'll make another, let's say 100 subscribers. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to split the rankings into three categories, plus like an informative one. So, the three categories are character progression, the plot, and how it makes you feel altogether. Part 1, informative. The Vampire Diaries is a supernatural teen drama television show with 8 seasons. The story follows many characters, mostly the Salvatore brothers and Elena Gilbert. The Salvatore brothers are vampires around the age of 160, while Elena is a high school girl around the age of 16. Both brothers were turned around the same age as Elena is now. The show follows them as their love triangle gets increasingly more powerful in the danger of a small town where witches, werewolves, and vampires lurk. Twilight is a paranormal romance, fantasy romance, and young adult fiction saga where the main character, Bella Swan, just moved to a new town. While she's in class, she's partnered up with a boy named Edward. As the movie continues, she finds out about his vampire upbringing and about his family of vampires. As the saga continues more, many threats appear, which causes Bella to be hurt multiple times, but each time Edward is with her to empower her, and they end up falling in love. Part 2, character progression, the first category. The Vampire Diaries has a lot of character progression, most likely because a lot of the characters find out about their supernatural abilities. This causes a lot of them to change everything about themselves. In my opinion, Caroline Forbes has the most character progression out of anyone in the whole series. I say this because at the beginning she was almost a mean girl, but by the end she's an empath and very protective over the people she loves. She also goes from being helpless and a damsel, and she learns how to fight and fend for herself, which is very important. For this, I give character progression for Vampire Diaries an 8 out of 10. Twilight also has many characters, but the one who has the most progression is Bella Swan. She went from being chronically clumsy, insecure, and deeply introverted to being someone who's careful and strong, no longer letting other people tell her what she is or isn't. In the end, she becomes confident and ready to fight for the people she loves. And she definitely needs this. If she didn't make a change, then I don't think she would have made it through the whole saga. For this, character progression for the Twilight is 7 out of 10. Only because there's a lot less characters who experience character progression, as drastic as she does. Now, before we get into the next category, I just want to say all of this is my opinion, and you could have different opinions. This is just mine. And you can have different thoughts. This is just how I take these shows and movies. Yeah. Part 3, plot, the second category. The Vampire Diaries plot always has something going on. Danger lurking, every corner turned. No one is ever truly safe in the town of Mystic Falls. While there's danger in every episode, it kind of wears you out after a while. People being constantly in danger, no one's safe. While there is danger, there is also a love triangle, which makes everything more intriguing. Two brothers fighting for the love of one girl again and again, and then a girl who looks exactly like her from hundreds of years ago. They fought for her love then. It's just history repeating itself. For this, I'm going to give the plot of The Vampire Diaries an 8 out of 10. In Twilight, there is danger that lurks close, but no one is ever constantly in danger, which I think this makes the story more transparent, and not in a bad way. It opens to other things, like a love between Edward and Bella, which gets interesting, and it's what lures you in. Even though Twilight doesn't have threats around each corner, each threat that comes up poses significant damage to everyone, and everyone in the way is just collateral damage. This makes the story super exciting. For this, the ranking of the Twilight plot is a 9 out of 10. Part 4, the last category. How it made you feel. Most people who watch television want to feel something good or sad about what they're watching. Well, The Vampire Diaries does that constantly. It switches up fast, which can be hard to keep up with, but it also makes you feel an array of emotions during each episode. There's not just one episode where you'll feel sad or another where you'll feel happy. Each episode makes you feel sad, happy, and whatever else it wants you to feel. This is perfect. And for that, the ranking of The Vampire Diaries, for what it makes you feel, is a 10 out of 10. Twilight makes you feel alive. It makes you feel sad for characters. It makes you feel sad that they're gone. It makes you think about what you would do with immortality and eternal life. Twilight is also a good watch and always wonderful. And it makes you feel a lot every time you watch it. So many different emotions in each movie. The love story is almost tragic in a way. Both people willing to die for and die without each other. For this, I give Twilight a 10 in the 10 and how it makes you feel. Final scores. The final score of The Vampire Diaries is a 26 out of 30. The final score of the Twilight Saga is also a 26 out of 30. Both of these stories are beautiful in their own ways and express everything very nicely. Remember, this is only my opinion, and while I do like The Vampire Diaries more, I try not to be biased. Now, let's go over on why they lost out on some points. Well, for The Vampire Diaries, it did lose some points in character progression. See, now, all of the characters, they are constantly changing. It's so hard to keep up with. The character progression is amazing. Everyone changing all the time and everyone changing in the beginning and seeing the parallels of how they were in the first episode, just seeing how they were in the last. It's very big, but not 10 out of 10 worthy. See, only if everyone has character progression, is it really like the same? That's why it lost out. That's why it lost out on 2 points. Now, Twilight. The reason it lost out on 3 points, and I gave it a 7 out of 10, is because character progression, while she is the main character and it's not centered around everyone like The Vampire Diaries, she does experience drastic changes in how she used to be clumsy and now she's confident. But see, she's the only one who got character progression. Edward definitely changed, but not as drastic as she did. And so, since not everyone changes, or close to everyone, she gets a 7 out of 10. That's why she lost out on 3 points. For the plot, The Vampire Diaries, I gave it an 8 out of 10. While it is very good, and I know some of you guys are going to be screaming at me in the comments, see, it feels almost repetitive with each episode. As more and more happens, the threats and threats keep coming. It just feels less significant every time. And that's why I lost out on 2 points. In the Twilight, I gave it a 9 out of 10 for plot. See, while there isn't always crazy threats, there is a threat every movie, but it's never, ever too much. While they are very, very powerful, and each threat poses a difficult battle, it works to its advantage, and that's why the plot is a 9 out of 10. Now, for our third category, how it made you feel, both of them got a 10 out of 10. Some of you guys might disagree with me here, but both of them, it makes you feel a lot every single time you watch it. They're both very good, and it makes you feel. It makes you feel. It can make a sociopath feel. Okay? It's wonderful. That's why it got 10 out of 10 in both categories. Both of them. Because it makes you feel so much. Okay. And if you thought I should have done something differently, please let me know in the comments, and maybe we could do a part 2 and recommend other TV shows I could compare this to about Vampire Diaries. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.